Has imposed sanctions on a subsidiary of Russia's biggest oil company, Rosneft, over its role in Venezuela. Let's turn to our guest now, Daniel Shaw, Professor of Latin American and Caribbean Studies at the City University of New York, to find out more. Mr. Shaw, thank you for joining us on the programme. Now, the US says that these sanctions are aimed at bringing about a so-called democratic transition in Venezuela. Do you think they will have that effect?
Quite the opposite. These sanctions, this blockade is designed to create human misery, to try to stifle dissent and division in the ranks of the Venezuelan people. This blockade has brought horrific misery and hunger to the 30 million people of Venezuela and to its diaspora. And how hypocritical to hear a Trump and a Elliot Abrams pretend to somehow be the liberators of Venezuela when they want the exact opposite, the continued looting of Venezuela's natural wealth.
It's been a year since Washington's recognition of Juan Guaido. Maduro is still in power. Now, if Washington hasn't been able to get rid of him so far, do you think they can do it now?
Well, they haven't given up on regime change in Cuba, Venezuela, Iran, North Korea, Zimbabwe, any country that they can't control, that doesn't function as a puppet for Washington. So their latest stunts with Guaido, someone who has absolutely no support on the ground. There's a fractionalized opposition in Venezuela. Really, Guaido's only support is from the White House and their junior partners from the United Kingdom to France and the other major imperialist countries.
Russia's foreign ministry has condemned the sanctions against Rosneft's subsidiary. What impact could they have on Russia-US relations?
Well, we understand that what the U.S. wants is unipolarity, complete hegemony. That's why they fear Russia. They fear China, any country that can oppose their unipolar designs. So there's already been a tense relationship with Russia. They fear a strong military, economic, political power, whether it comes in the form of a Bolivarian Venezuela or Russia or China. So we can expect more of the same from U.S. imperialism.
The US has sanctioned Rosneft's trading brokerage in Switzerland, but has stopped short of sanctioning the parent company. Will this have any real impact on Rosneft?
Well, certainly that's their intention. They want to continue to freeze and isolate Venezuela. We've seen the same economic war against Cuba. But Russia is a powerful country with immense natural resources, a proud people. So certainly Russia and the other countries in the world are going to continue to find a way around the U.S. sanctions. And once again, we see the U.S. exposed, and it's really the empire that's isolating themselves more and more every day.
Elliot Abrams said there will be more steps against Venezuela in the coming months. What further action do you expect to see from Washington?
We can expect any methods to try to overthrow the Bolivarian duly elected government. If Trump wins another 4-year term, they might try military intervention since everything else has failed. The big difference between Bolivia, who was successful, and Venezuela is that the Bolivarian armed forces have remained strong and faithful to the Bolivarian state, whereas in Bolivia, the armed forces and the police were not loyal to the socialist government. So we can expect the U.S. to continue, and very sadly, the Democrats have been largely silent. We saw Nancy Pelosi organize last week a press conference with Guaido, which was really shameful.
Daniel Shaw, Professor of Latin American and Caribbean Studies at the City University of New York, thank you for your time.